Welcome back to Milton Daily Homes. Chuck here. You can see it's a different angle, different perspective. We moved the reception computer into my office and it's this massive screen. It's fantastic. So I hope you enjoy it. I don't think it'll make much of a difference to you, to be honest, but we've got in today's list 12 properties. If you're coming to town this weekend or even in the next week or two, be sure to book a tour of homes. It's a great way to get educated on the kinds of homes and neighborhoods that might fit your price range. It's a much more focused thing than just kind of driving around and checking out open houses. You get to learn a lot about what to look for in a home. So we coach the people on tour about what they should actually be watching for with homes. So there's a lot of big benefits to it. We give you a little guidebook and there's a lot of things that I think you'd really like. You can sign up just over there for the tour and we'll get started. We got 12 listings today and the first one up is 100 Millside number 1208. 1322 square feet, and it's mostly a 50 plus crowd that lives in this building. Some hardwood floors here. It looks like part of it is an extension of the kitchen tile, the area probably just in the eat-in area, and there's a bit of a looks like an electric fireplace there. Great views on this one on the corner from the 12th floor, which is almost at the top of the building. You've got Mill Pond and the beautiful escarpment on that side. You have the south part of the city, possibly even lake views on on clear days, and that's your floor plan. So your kitchen opens up to the living dining, and that's where I think the fireplace is just over here. Probably be a great place just to sit and kind of watch the world go by. So nice floor plan here, 2 bedrooms, and I believe there's 2 washrooms right there. There's your front entrance. Great floor plan, $700 a month on fees. It includes pretty much everything, heat, hydro, cable, and it is a great choice for people because the suites are big enough that it's a lighter downsize for most people than going to a 600 or 700 square foot condo. So Farmstead here is at $395. Open concept floor plan. Let me get to the first picture. And so yeah, it's basically the main hallway plus you've got your kitchen. And this is normally where people put the table, and then they've got their open concept family room. $395 seems like the going rate, but they've been a little tricky to sell in this area. They've been a little bit slow, and I don't know if it's because of the shared maintenance fee of about $50 to $80 a month. What does it include? Garbage and snow removal. So it's still a freehold house, but there's something called POTL, which is parcel of tied land. And so it has there is a condo corporation that manages that aspect of it. So Davis Lane is at $399. It's what we affectionately call a front back house. And what we always mention about these is that they have basically 2 front doors. One of them backs onto Main Street or fronts onto Main Street. And then they've got one on Davis Lane. And so you get a lot of traffic noise on the Main Street side, and it's got a great location. I mean, probably from this view you can see that there's the Catholic High School, there's a rec center, there's the library, there's the Center for the Arts, you've got Starbucks, the GO Train, and Superstore, among other things, all within walking distance on this home. So that's the good part, but the noise and the traffic it would be bothersome for me for sure. Clark Boulevard is a 1,500 square foot Lynbrook model. It's at $405, which there was one on Ferguson that's at $405. I don't know if it's sold yet, or it was somewhere around the $4 mark. And this kitchen, there's another layout where it has more of a U shape versus this one, which is more of an L shape. And the U shape tends to be a little bit more popular when we've taken buyers through, and they have about an extra 12 feet in the backyard, which is substantial when you're talking about the front to back is only 91.7 feet. So anyways, the story on this one, it's a bit of a busier street. We have seen this model sell even up in the 420s without a finished basement at times. Now they've been probably a little nicer than this one. Now they mentioned that it's stunning twice in the description. I'm not knocking, I'm not saying it's a bad looking home, but stunning I think should be reserved for probably something a little closer to like model home, like crazy blow your mind. Houston's at $419. It's a semi with a finished basement, and it's got some nice curb appeal. There's a lot of nice things about this house. I think the cabinets, they've done a good job. Even the molding complements the color of the cabinets here, and it looks like potentially there might only be one big room on the main floor, and then they also have a finished basement. Now check out the finished basement, built specifically for that TV, and you've got offset drawers here, actually little storage bins, which is perfect to get rid of the kids' mess. And that might even be, I'm not sure if that's a fireplace off in the corner, but you can tell a lot of pride, a lot of care and thought went into creating that. And they've got a it looks like a wider 35 by 100 foot property, which is pretty close to some of the stuff you see in older Milton and Timberley and so on. So I think that's a good listing. There's a lot of yard space, which is a little bit of a bonus on the rest of it. So Megson is $439. It's a townhouse. And these are typically about 1600 square feet. So it says 1980 square feet with 412 in the basement. So total living space 1980, but really only about 1516 on the main floor and upstairs, which is usually what we refer to with square footage. There's the basement. I've seen stuff almost as good as this sell under 400 recently. So 439, I really think they're a little high. A lot high, to be honest. And so this one here is a little bit fancier, probably very similar in terms of size. And at $441, I think they're both really going to have a tough time at this price. To see what else you get at $440, I think they're definitely getting beat. So this one on Fourth Line is $469, and it's a 2-bedroom bungalow on a half-acre lot. It's south of Britannia. The next major wave of development goes from Louis Saint Laurent down to Britannia, so you might find that you still can encounter that nice quiet country lifestyle that you probably are looking for if you're moving to a home like this. Hood Terrace is at $539. It's a Quincy corner. They say it's 1910 square feet. From my understanding, it's 1878 square feet. It's the 3-bedroom version, so the ensuite's bigger. They do have a 4-bedroom. It's very, very efficient in the use of space. So you've got your living dining combined here, and then you've got your family room and your kitchen off on this side, and then you bend around the double garage. And one of the problems I have with a lot of these homes that are listed, I think the angle should be on the front of the house. I know that's the front door, but the true front of this property where the driveway is shows that it's a double car garage, and I think that that's more important than showing this here. I think that the double garage is certainly more beneficial for people to know about than some of the other things. So there's no pictures there. Lauren Scott's is at $579. Single car garage. It's a shame the pictures aren't better. There is a link to the virtual tour. I didn't open it, but it looks like they put a lot of work into this one. Open concept, so that before that was probably a much more closed off kind of kitchen. And 3 bedrooms, got a finished basement. The backyard looks terrific. Great space to entertain. Now, the thing about this location on Lauren Scott's, it's on it says it's fronting on the west side, but I believe that this is probably pretty close to the south part, backing onto some of the commercial stuff on Main, which is zoned to be 4 stories. So you want to be really careful about what's nearby and how that might affect your enjoyment of this home depending on how long you're going to be there. So are they going to rip those buildings down tomorrow? Not to my knowledge, but at some point that might affect the property value and your enjoyment. London Terrace is it looks a lot like a Plan 12 or a Wood Lily, which is just over 2,500 square feet. Bit of upgrading in here. I think the pictures could probably improve. Pot lights, dark cabinets, stainless steel appliances, and you've got some wood stairs. So those are the standard things that typically tend to be good upgrades across the board. 624, we've seen that model sell for that price. Usually they're a little bit higher quality in terms of finishes and possibly even presentation. So 28 Side Road is a really, really interesting place. 3.5, you expect 3.5 million. You expect the home to be pretty awesome. So great views in here. You got to go see stuff like this. The pictures don't do it justice, but you've got a pool here. You've got this beautiful 3-story look. So you've got the walkout basement. You've got a pond coming through it. That looks like a grass tennis court. So we're talking like Wimbledon here, and possibly even like a little change room. There's a guest house. There's a cabin by a pond. It's 22 acres. I mean, this one seems like something really special. 10,000 square foot home, 6 bedrooms, 6 washrooms, according to the listing here. Pretty awesome. So that's something to definitely check out. There's no virtual tour link, but you might be able to type this address in Google and find some more pictures and images, because it's pretty wild, and you don't see many that nice coming out. So that's the list, 12 properties. If you have any questions, you know you can reach out to us. Thank you for watching Milton Daily Homes. It's a pleasure to bring these videos to you every day, and we'll see you next week with more videos and a lot more fun. Have a great day.